Hello there, Capricorn. Welcome into your monthly reading for the month of June 2025. We're beginning with some pre-pulled Moonology Oracle cards, and you're beginning your monthly reading with intuition as well as transformation. So you're stepping into a month full of epic transformation and a lot of intuitive information flowing in, all right? And so when these intuitive hits come to be, some of which may be spiritual gifts of knowledge, a feeling of importance, a realization of some sort, and it may feel like intuition in a moment, but either way, I feel you're going to be gaining a lot of aha moments, better understanding, maybe reflective moments of importance, and I just feel like you are feeling a lot throughout this month and feeling things very, very accurately. I'm hearing on point. So trust yourself, trust what you're feeling accurately, and make certain choices from there. But I do feel either way, Spirit is saying, in the midst of a time period where you are transforming in so many epic ways, you're needing to ask yourself what is actually working for you at this time. Because the next card that we have on the board is releasing. And so it's a time where you need to go through certain levels of releasing, whether it's feeling within your control and or not, you know, and if it's not to an extent or fully, it's Spirit playing into things, trying to assist you. But they're saying, think about what you have been holding on to, whether you're an empath and it's other people's energy. It could be in regards to you holding on to the past. It could be, you know, you may be holding on to an old way of doing this and that of importance within your life. It could be habitual, but they're saying regardless, Capricorn, it's a time to release. It's a time to create and experience this new flow within your reality and make sure that things are changing and heading in the right direction for you. And by the end of this month, I feel you will sense that things are now more than ever heading in the right direction, but there may be a little bit of an off feeling stepping into June, because Spirit's saying sometimes that off feeling or uncomfortable energy in one if not multiple ways, in one if not multiple situations, can push you to adjust, all right? Can push you to release in order to improve. But the last one on the board is the do nothing card, because it does seem like June is a time where you need to be making more space and room for nothing, you know? And they're saying, remember, doing nothing is actually not nothing. It's not a waste of time. It's not a waste of space. It actually is going to create maybe more releasing of importance, but healing nonetheless. And maybe a certain amount of releasing or initiating that release creates this need in such an extreme way for you to just chill out, to just relax, to kick back and heal from what life has put you through, maybe what you put yourself through, and what others have been expecting from you. There are certain points where you may be feeling a mood coming to be, right? Your energy shifting in a negative sense. And I'm not saying that it's not understandable, but it can't last. Does that make sense? So check yourself quite quickly. Check that mood real quickly is what I'm getting. Because I did get the change your tune card in here at some point. And it's of course not going to come out now, but they're saying make sure that you maybe are utilizing things like music, some funny content online, maybe a conversation with somebody goofy in your life, something that's going to uplift you, snap you out of that mood, that funk, or maybe prevent it, and then you'll shift on forward a better version of yourself, you know? But the watch for signs card, because Capricorn, it's a month where you need to be looking out for the signs and synchronicities from Spirit, because just as much as it is an intuitive period for you in such a strong sense, you're needing to as well notice what Spirit has to say, because it's a very spiritual time. And you're no exception to that, you know, because a lot of the signs were getting somewhat of a similar message. But I do feel that you at this time need to embrace uncertainty as well, because it feels like this Capricorn collective, especially in moments where things slow down, maybe there's some silence, things aren't as busy or constant, you're feeling a little bit of a focus coming to be on the uncertainty, on the questions, the question marks, on the unknown, maybe a little bit of worrisome energy coming to be. And it's up to you to, again, check yourself and remember that's not going to do you any justice. You know, what you're meant to know and better understand will happen when it's meant to, from whatever source it's meant to come from. But let's move on to the tarot portion of the reading. The tarot portion of the reading. You, like a few other signs that I've read for, need to at times slow it down because you're feeling inclined to or just randomly starting to rush. And that could be moments like I was just having where your words are being spit out so rapidly to the point where they're not even being separated, you know? It's like one run-on word in a sense with run-on sentences. But you may find that it's more so when you are accomplishing, when you're moving and getting things done. Because I feel like at times you can be a bit of a spitfire, right? And then the complete opposite feels to be quite overly serious and maybe a bit burnt out. And those seem to be two main energies that you have throughout this month. But at other random points when you do find yourself randomly enjoying yourself to a further extent, or you find yourself in the midst of laughter, being goofy, please embrace that. Create more of it, you know? Extend that moment if you can, if you can, or create it in other moments. I'm randomly getting, Capricorn, as I stepped into your energy and it's continuing to bother me, somebody's dealing with back pain, and specifically I'm getting lower, if not mid back pain, but your back is really bothering you throughout the month. And if that's not for you, it's not for you. But they're saying it may be because some of you are now actually trying to adjust your posture in the right direction. It can, you know, bother you and hurt you after, in the beginning stages of which. But it could be because you maybe need to adjust your posture. So if that's the case, it feels like it's a bit unavoidable. Just do your best to cope with it. We're moving on to the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Wands. A lot of you are looking forward towards a better future with somebody, or maybe thinking about your bright Capricorn future and how you see it improving and changing, in wanting that special somebody to be with you when things start to really get good for you, you know? Wanting to make sure that your committed connection currently for a lot is where you want it to be heading, or where you want it to be when things start to get really good for you, you know, or for both of you. So regardless of your relationship status or whether you're dating or not at this time, I feel you're thinking forward and wanting to have a solid connection to look to lean on, to share the positives with when things start to get really good for you once again. And so saying that over and over, they're saying the month reminds you, maybe highlights otherwise, that things will be getting really, really good for you. So let's make sure that we feel this guarantee of that coming to be, but trusting that it's meant to be either way, okay? Because I feel like even if I tell you to trust in the mystery of that and not to really focus upon it too much, I see this Capricorn collective being an analytical, methodical soul to such an extreme extent. I see you trying to take a hands-on approach to guarantee that that comes to be. So just find the balance, okay, between action and trusting the mystery. But the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. So I feel that in the midst of certain stresses that you deal with, Capricorn, you're feeling this genuine compassion growing as the month trickles on, to the point where they're saying utilize that to assist with other people's current day reality. You know, utilize it to make yourself feel more fulfilled, to feel better. Use it to make a difference. And that could even be more so in regards to a situation that you're wrapped up with, committed to. But they're saying this may simply bring you new success, new money, new opportunity that you least expect along the way. But some of you, I feel you're starting a new job throughout June, and there may be certain stresses in the beginning stages of which, and they're saying that that will clear but then pop back up at certain points. It's just the way the job will head for you. It's the kind of job that you're taking on. It reminds me of the very, very stressful beginning I had to my current day serving job, and I thought I wasn't going to continue with it because it was just so catty and negative and stressful and difficult to get off the ground. And a year and 2 months later, I'm still working there. But let's get a couple more before we wrap this up. They're saying even when things are heavy, even when you have a lot going on, a lot on your plate, there are reasons to celebrate. There are many quality opportunities to connect with this person and that person of importance within your life, all right? Those who you care for, who care for you, and whatnot. But they're saying getting ready to wrap up your reading. It's a very spiritual, very intuitive month for you, where you are transforming, which is creating even more transformation outside of you, all right, in your external reality. While they are saying that releasing is a must, doing nothing at certain points is a must. Healing is of true importance. While they're saying look forward, my Capricorns, and expect the best, because you're going to feel more than ever, or you'll be sensing accurately that there is so much more ahead, that things are about to get really good for you. And so with that said and done, enjoy your current day reality, because you just might miss what you have at hand when the time comes rather for things to switch up. All right. So my Capricorns, those are your messages for June 2025. I hope they were truly helpful. I am, as always, sending you a ton of love and light. Do take care.